Hello everyone, welcome back. I am your Sarthi Medha. So, with the last four videos, we have already seen how the governments fell down, new caste rose to power, and the ideologies clash. Today, we will be looking at how this chaotic period finally gets stabilized into the new consensus that runs the country today. So, the emergence of a new consensus. I hope whatever I'm speaking, you are jotting it down in your chapter itself on the pages where I am marking, you are marking. Whatever I am telling you, you are jotting it down. Alright, otherwise, you'll forget it all during your revision. So, the period after 1989 is seen sometimes as a period of decline of Congress and the rise of BJP. If you want to understand the complex nature of political competition in this period, you have to compare the electoral performances of the Congress and the BJP. You can see in this chart how in 1984 Congress was the single largest party, and when we come towards 2019, how we can see BJP rose to power, to the unimaginable power. In 1984, no one could have ever imagined that even BJP or any other party than Congress can rose to single largest party as Congress used to be. Now let us try to understand the meaning of information given in the figure. We're talking about this figure, how the percent of vote share has changed over the years between Congress and BJP. You will notice that BJP and Congress were engaged in a tough competition in this period. You can see how in 1998 till 2009 there was a very tough competition between these two parties. You can see how this is almost equal. But later on, BJP has rose to power. You will also notice since 1989 elections, the votes polled by the two parties, Congress and the BJP, most of the time add up to more than 50%, except in 1996, 2004 and 2009. You can see that here. We have already discussed this. Let's come to the next topic, Lok Sabha elections. We have already discussed all of this, so you can just go through it and re-revise everything. So in the election of 2004, the Congress party entered into coalition in a big way. The NDA was defeated and the new coalition government led by Congress known as UPA came to power. This government received support from the left front parties. Okay? Who lost? NDA. Who came into power? UPA. The elections of 2004 also witnessed the partial revival of the Congress party. It could increase its seats once again after 1991. However, in 2004 elections, there was a negligible difference between the votes polled by the Congress and its allies and the BJP and its allies. So there was a negligible difference between these two. We have already seen in the above chart. You can just rewind, and if you haven't understood, you can go back, and now you will understand this line. So the Congress-led UPA government completed its term despite the left parties withdraw the support in July 2008 on the issue of the Indo-US nuclear deal. So the supporting parties, the UPA or the left front, just took away the support. In July 2008, still Congress was able to maintain its stature till the 2009 elections, where once again Indian National Congress won the elections, increasing its seats from 145 in 2004 to 206 in 2009. Once again, Dr. Manmohan Singh was sworn as the Prime Minister for the second term. In 2013, we already know how Mr. Narendra Modi was chosen as the Prime Ministerial candidate, and under his leadership, in 16th Lok Sabha elections held in 2014, BJP won 282 seats becoming the first party to gain the single party majority after almost 30 years. Again discussed in the chart previously. So even after winning the majority, they chose to form the NDA government, that is with its coalition partners. 2014 proved to be a watershed moment in the Indian politics as the government rapidly took decisions in social sector, foreign policy and the economic policies. Right? 2019 elections, again BJP emerged as victorious with 303 seats. Even after again getting the majority, recognition of coalition politics is still very relevant in today's politics. Now let's come to growing consensus. This brings us to the most important question. After so much of severe competition and conflict, how does the country actually run? There are 4 elements to consensus which helps the country to run easily. The first is the new economic policies. How we have already read in the previous topic that in 1991 Narasimha Rao government and Manmohan Singh gave India a new economic structure which was supported by other parties as well. These policies have further led the country to prosper and better the economic status in the world for the betterment of the country. Basically, all the parties support the decisions. Second is acceptance of political and social claims of backward caste. So political parties recognize that the social and political claims of the backward caste need to be accepted. These parties understood how these classes need education and employment reservation to further get adequate share in the power. So first is the new economic policies. Second is the acceptance of political and social claims of the backward castes. Then third comes the acceptance of the role of state level parties in the governance of the country. We have already seen the coalition governments, how important the state level parties have become in the national level, how they have given their support to the parties. So now coming to the fourth point, it was just not on the basis of ideological agreement that these state level parties have given their support, but have shifted their focus to power sharing arrangements. For example, how NDA did not agree with the Hindutva ideology of the BJP, still came together to form a government and remain in power for a full term. So what were the 4 points? First was the economy, second was the OBC claims, third was the regional power, and the fourth was the pragmatic considerations. Once again, first was the economy, second was the OBC claims, third was the regional power, and the fourth was the pragmatic considerations. All these were the momentous changes in the country that have shaped our politics and will continue shaping it in the near future. We have already come to the conclusion how Congress was a dominant party and now how it has shifted towards the multi-party system और more competitiveness in the politics. और इसी के साथ हमने अपना political journey complete किया. So इस chapter में we have seen the politics since 1989 towards the era of coalitions. We have seen the Mandal Commission, the political rise of other backward classes. We have also seen the communalism, secularism and democracy, the Ayodhya issue, the Shah Bano case, and after that, the growing consensus of all the parties for the betterment of the nation. This wraps up our entire chapter on the recent developments in the Indian politics. If you have watched all parts, you are fully prepared to tackle any board questions on this era. We will have a bonus video as well, where we will be discussing the NCERT back exercises. These exercises will be discussed there. We'll also be discussing the political cartoons. We'll decode them. Such cartoons will be discussed in the upcoming video. This is the favorite part of the examiners to ask in your board. If you have any other doubts, you can just comment down below. If you have found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching it. See you in the next one. Bye bye.